We have seen the damage left behind in communities across San Diego from this week's flooding.
So exactly what are the health concerns now for people exposed to those floodwaters? They're not really clean. Dr. Abby from Sharp-Celia is joining us now. Doctor, good morning.
Good morning.
We've talked so much since Monday about these floodwaters. It's sewage water, it's runoff, it's really just bad stuff. In terms of the impact of this flash flooding on people, I mean, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, so flooding actually causes the most deaths of any other precipitation related event, so event caused by rain, and it's really, really dangerous. And when you think about all the health risks and impacts, of course, the obvious one is drowning, potentially when people get trapped, that happens. But you're right, Raul, it looks exactly like it is when it comes to flood water. It is contaminated with things like human waste, animal waste, even things like bacteria that can cause really bad flesh-eating infections. We also see things like chemical runoff from like farms, for example. We also see things like coal ash even that can cause carcinogenic compounds to contaminate the water. So all of this is very concerning. And water, of course, is a very good conductor of electricity. So down power lines, people can get shocked from it. And of course, the psychological impact, right? That's one of the health risks as well.
In terms of the contamination and the health effects of this kind of water, it may not necessarily happen immediately.
Very true.
So how do you keep an eye on it maybe like 2, 3, 4 weeks down the line? It's like, uh-oh. And you know what I mean? So and then you take it back to, was it from that day?
Absolutely. So you're right. We are starting to go into the long-term effects, right? So when you have something that is standing when it comes to water, that can cause, of course, mosquitoes, and you can get bites from that. There's people that have actually gotten bites that have gotten infected and caused issues. If you have cuts because people are going in and trying to maybe help others or recover their things, they're wading in these waters, and of course that's dangerous. And then mold, right? So whenever there's water that has been coming into contact with buildings and causing mold to proliferate, then that can cause issues. And so, of course, that's a concern.
I want to stay on this for just one more moment because we have the video up of the people paddleboarding, and it seems like in all the years that we've covered that we get this rain, a video like this pops up in San Diego of someone surfing or paddleboarding and that. And when I looked at it, I'm like, do you not realize what's in that water?
I know.
And how dangerous it could be for you.
It's really, really bad to see that. You know, it drives me nuts when I see that. This is not water that is safe in any way, shape, or form. No one should be paddleboarding for sport in this water. It's awful. I mean, also the other thing that's actually important that we see here in San Diego is even after like an event like this, if people are surfing in the water at the beach, that can actually even cause issues. Talk less of a smaller body of water. So it can be very, very dangerous because you could certainly fall and also consume the water, which can cause GI illnesses. You may not even realize until much later that you've gotten infected, you know, with something that you didn't even realize was a cut on your body or something like that. So we definitely want to avoid this. Children should be kept away from floodwaters. It's very important that you prepare ahead and make sure that if you do have to go into the waters, you're covering everything. Cover everything that's open. Wear long sleeves if you can. Wear boots. You know, rain boots. You want to be very, very careful.
I mean, silver lining, if there's 3.5 million people in this county, it was only 3 knuckleheads we saw doing that. But aside from that, let's talk about, you mentioned this a little bit, in terms of moving forward to protect your health, keeping an eye on things. What can people be doing right now who might be concerned? We saw all those folks with the mud and everything in their homes. The mold even that you brought up earlier can hide, and it might be behind walls. You don't even see it for like months and months at a time.
Absolutely. So you want to prepare ahead of time because we talked about flash flooding being very dangerous because sometimes you don't have a big enough heads up. So you want to make sure that you know whether or not you live in a flood zone. Everyone should do that now. Make sure that you are prepared ahead of time. If you do have an evacuation plan, make sure that your medications are readily available. You can stuff them into, you know, a bag that is water resistant, waterproof rather. Make sure that you have the app downloaded, for example, from Fox 5, where you get weather alerts so that you can have a heads up if this is happening. And all of those things are very important. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't necessarily have the resources to treat mold. So that's, of course, a concern. And those are people that tend to be very affected by this. But you can expect that there's going to be mold if you've had water in your home. And so just keep that in mind as well.
Just looking at this footage, and I still it's just heartbreaking to know that a storm that came through it just caused this much damage, and so many people just lost their homes. Look at this.
So quickly in such a short period of time. We really have to think about this broadly in terms of climate change, right? So we always talk about how this is something that is very urgent. Temperatures going up causes increase in precipitation, causes these rains, causing these floods. We're going to see more and more of this. It is not going away. It is something that we have to address as a community because the effects of it are here and they're now. And I cannot say enough about how we all need to do our part to prevent this from getting worse.
And going back to making sure everybody stays healthy, in terms of doctor's advice, if you see any kind of changes in anything that might be related to this, go get yourself checked out.
Absolutely,
right
yes,
away.
yes. Make sure that you do. If you start noticing that you are feeling issues, if you start noticing rather that you're getting issues with your breathing, especially if you're in a house that has been exposed to water, if you notice that you have redness from cuts and things like that, make sure that you seek urgent medical attention. That's very important.
All right, Dr. Abby, good to see you again.
Good to
Great
see you.
advice.
Thank you.
Good to see you.